everybody. We finally got to the Llangollen Basin. I'm saying it that way because we've
just had a little trying to pronounce it properly, and
so I'll just say Llangollen.
Yeah, I'll say Llangollen as I've always been saying.
Yeah.
But
you know what we mean anyway.
Yeah. So.
And when we got there, obviously Wales had just opened, but the hire boat companies weren't allowed to open. I think it was until the following Saturday or something like that.
So I think we had 3 or 4 days grace with no hire boats. Sort
of going down there, it was actually empty. It was lovely. Yeah,
got into the basin, sport for choice, where there were places to moor. I think is there 14 pontoons? You'll see some aerial footage of it. You'll have to have a count up of the pontoons, and if there's 14, that gives you 28 mooring spots. But we got moored up in a nice little corner, so we had a grass verge for the dogs.
Yeah, and I could put my washing out, and it was lovely.
Yeah,
and we did. We actually caught up with a few people that we'd met previously in Ellesmere as well, which was Rob on.
We don't know Rob. Is it Joshua?
Yes.
Is it really?
His boat name
Rob,
is Joshua.
comment, is your boat called Joshua?
It is called Joshua because I asked him.
Oh, right.
You call it Thomas the Tank Engine.
You can't say Thomas the Tank Engine because he got upset in the other video.
The boat name is Joshua. And Jan and Tony from Narrowboat Sanguine.
Yes.
Aid and Val from Jacko Jana. And
Steve from Narrowboat with No Name.
Yeah, we don't know what the name of the boat is. It's obviously got a name, but we don't know what the name is. And that was lovely. Lovely catching up with them again.
Now we've got another boat now coming into the basin. Jan and Tony, bit of perfect reversing there.
Tore all she knows.
Yeah, so as you can see, or I don't know whether you can see, but as you may well know, the Llangollen is in the Dee Valley.
Yeah.
And the River Dee runs through it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, really lovely.
Really pretty town. Although we didn't explore everywhere in the town because it's still very COVID.
Yeah.
And
there's still problems.
And we unless we have to go into a shop, we don't really want to. Don't want to put ourselves at any other risk.
Or anybody else, come think of it.
No.
So, you know, that is our view, isn't it? Yeah. So we just did our stock up of our shop at the brand spanking new Aldi's there.
Yeah, they must have known we was coming, so they built a new store for us, which was, very nice.
And it was fully stocked, and yes, it was lovely.
And this was the beautiful little route to Aldi's. So how are you enjoying today's walk to the supermarket?
Well, pointy finger, look at that.
Dev's caught pointy finger. Yeah, off to Aldi's, and I've never experienced views like this before going to Aldi's.
What a walk. Yes, so on one of the days we did the obligatory lovely walk to a place called Horseshoe Falls, not to be mistaken with the Horseshoe Falls in Canada, which is Niagara Falls.
Yeah, part of the Niagara, yeah.
Yeah, it's not that.
Well, this actually isn't a fall. It's called Horseshoe Falls, but it's a 140 metre long weir, and that was built. The place where it is at Llangollen. Llancilio. Yeah, and that was another one of Thomas Telford's and William Jessop's collaborations, and that was to tame the Dee to actually divert the water down the, I'm doing my hand again, down the Llangollen Canal. Yeah, 140 metres long, and it creates a pool of water behind the weir, which then is diverted through the valve house. And I think there's, in 2019, the figures that I looked up, in 2019, it was 13.7 million gallons of water that went through there per day, feeding down the Llangollen, which we know then feeds into the Headlund Reservoir, that then feeds the... We got a ghost. A little dog that holds the door shut just decided to cock his leg. So I forgot where I was now. Yeah, so anyway, that was...
The guy's a sponge.
Yeah. I couldn't soak up 13.7 million gallons of water.
No.
Yeah, and since 2009, the falls itself and the 11.7 miles of canal from there all the way to Chirk was awarded World Heritage Site Award. So that is...
I'm amazed.
So that is as
There's
in...
more.
Yeah, it's take two on the World Heritage Site bit. There was that amazed that I knew this. Her expression made me laugh, so I do apologise. Yeah, so in 2009, the section of canal from Horseshoe Falls to just past Chirk Aqueduct, which is about 11 miles, that was awarded a World Heritage Site. And so it's been given equal status to places like the Taj Mahal, Great Wall of China, Machu Picchu in Peru, and the Serengeti National Park. And we've got it here on our doorstep. Fantastic.
Well, there you go.
And it was awarded that purely for the engineering feats that they had to overcome in those days to create that length of canal without any locks through such difficult terrains. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Where are we off to, Deborah?
Horseshoe Falls.
Yeah, from the basin it's about 1.2 miles, so we've been told. It could be Welsh miles, which will probably convert to about 5 English miles. We'll find out when we get there. Wow, absolutely beautiful little cottage here. Almost reminds me of something from a model village. Wondered how the boat turned round, and he's taken the tiller off of there and he's now taking it to the other end, so it's a push me pull me boat. So the tiller's now on that end of the boat, and that will continue back to the wharf. And beautiful clear water in this end of the canal. What just happened, Debbie?
Mark got told off.
Yeah, we got all the way to Horseshoe Falls, had a cup of tea and a slice of cake, and just got my drone up, just got it up ready to start filming, and a guy come running down the hill. You can't film there, so not a problem, chap. Managed to get it back down because I lost sight of it in the sun, and went up and asked him why. Apparently it's just their council rules and regulations. If you want to fly there, because it's such a busy area, you have to apply for permission. So anybody planning on flying down there, it's a no-no unless you're not in the area and you take your drone over there. They won't actually know where you are. So had I gone not in the main picnic area, I could have took the drone up, flown it over there, got the footage I needed, and although the warden would have been pulling his hair out, he wouldn't have been able to find me.
Yeah, so on our way back from Horseshoe Falls,
my little telling off,
we were advised to take a visit to, I think it's the Chain Bridge.
Yeah, at Chain Bridge Hotel. Yeah, the hotel was actually closed. A beautiful old suspension bridge, and maximum of 10 people or 100 kgs. I should be alright, just... Oh, I weren't expecting it to wobble that much. Yeah, a bit wobbly in the middle. Yeah, the Chain Bridge was originally built in 1813 by a local coal merchant, Experius Pickering, and this was to open up a transport route for his coal across the river to Telford's recently opened A5 roadway. Right, now I've just found some steps. Oh, here we go. Wow. Something about the sound of running water. Well, having seen that, I'm now off to Aldi's to see if they do one of those inflatable kayaks.
Yeah, and as you can see, Mark cannot pass a babbling brook or a raging torrent of water.
Just drawn to water for some reason.
Apart from the shower.
Apart from the shower. Yeah, but that's because we conserve water.
That's his excuse, and he always uses that. Yeah, and one of the evenings we had a lovely catch up with everybody. We made a point of getting all together and having a one last drink before we set off. Yeah. With Jan and Tony, Val and Aid, Anne and Steve
and Rob.
And good old Rob.
Yeah. But we was led astray, and Jan and Tony persuaded us to stay out very late on a balmy evening.
Yes.
Yeah, so I had a wee bit of a hangover in the morning.
It was a little hangover. Yeah, so we actually discussed with Tony and Jan what time to leave, because obviously now the hire boats have come into action in Wales, so it was getting pretty busy. So it was like trying to work out the best time to leave the basin to get past the narrow bits.
Yeah, and not only that, when we got to the aqueduct, I wanted a clear run to be able to take my time across there to get some nice video footage.
Yeah, so we decided to leave sort of late afternoon, wasn't it, 5 o'clock time. So we left in a nice little convoy.
Yeah, although when we left there was a flotilla of 4 or 5 boats coming in, which we had to wait for those to come through the Narrows, then past the wharf and into the basin. So that seemed like we're all there ready to go, and it seems like a lifetime. It was probably only 10-15 minutes, but it seemed so much longer when
well, Jan had gone ahead.
Jan had walked ahead down the Narrows.
Yeah, and rung Tony and said that these boats were on their way. So we did have to do. It was just a waiting game really till they come through for us to then go.
Well, we've just left the Llangollen basin. We all got ready to leave. Convoy of 4 of us, and then there was 3 boats coming through the Narrows. It was Jan from Narrowboat Sanguine had gone ahead just to check. So we just had to wait for all those to get in the basin. And we're now going. We've got Tony of Narrowboat Sanguine leading the convoy. I've got my old mate Rob on his trusty steed behind us, and then I think it's another private boat behind them. But somebody who went ahead a couple of hours ago have said they've passed 10 boats that have left Trevor Basin. So that's going to be interesting passing those on the way. Yeah, so this is the 500 metre section of Narrows that I walked ahead last time when we came through. I don't know whether you can just see Rob behind me, give you an idea of just how narrow it is. Yeah, so if somebody didn't pay attention to the sign and just chance it and come through here, and you met somebody, you've got one hell of a straight to reverse up.
Yeah, so we moored up between bridges 41 and 42, I think it was.
Yeah. And there's a pub, which we didn't go to, the Sun Trevor or something, literally just up there, which people had recommended, but I don't think it was open. Yeah. So that gave us a nice mooring spot, which left us, I think, only 2 miles from Trevor, or Trevor, as I've been told is pronounced. I was watching somebody else's vlog, and it was Trevor Basin, and he knows that.
Wow.
And I'm just trying to think whose vlog it was. It was Darren and Wendy on Love, Life and Triumph.
Yeah, so we got up mega early. for us anyway, mega early.
Yeah. For the working community, we probably got up at normal time, but for us leisurely liveaboard, not working at the moment boaters, it was very early.
Yeah, but we did that basically so that we had a free rein on the canal. There weren't going to be any boats about.
We crossed the Pontysilty Aqueduct at about 7:30. Yeah, and because Rob and Jan and Tony had been in convoy with us in their boats, I got across first, got moored up, and then I went back and waited with my drone, and I got some footage and photographs for those guys. So nice for them. Then we got moored up, and it just blows me away every time. Well, I say every time I go over there, I've been over and back. Every time I've been over the Pontysilty, just the feat of engineering. Yeah, considering it was built between 1795 and 1805, and the original plan, Telford's and Jessop's original plan, was to take the canal down, build an embankment across the River Dee, and then back up with a series of locks. So when they planned to build a straight line and the aqueduct across, there was a lot of scepticism about it, and nothing like that had really been done on that scale before. So the total cost for the project back then was £47,000, which equates in today's money
3.9 million.
Yeah, 3.9 million. And I truly believe if something like that was built today, it would cost a lot more, and it wouldn't last over 200 years. No way. Now, I think that 3.9 million would go on health and safety, method statements, risk assessments, consultants' fees,
insurance.
Somebody who was in construction for all of his life, who was no longer in it, and all of that crap is why I'm not in it. But hey ho, I've digressed.
There you go. Yeah. Look at that. This is deep rooted.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, so...
so I think that's about it.
I think that's about it, yeah. I've gone on enough for this week.
He has.
If you want to know how you can support the channel, you can check out below. Our Patreon link is there. Also, any other links to any of the equipment we've used or any bits and pieces that are featured in our videos, you can check that all out there.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, if you haven't already subscribed. If you like the video,
press the like button.
Yeah, if you want future notifications of any other videos
press
we
the
upload.
Bell icon.
I thought it was going to wait for me to finish. Never mind.
Sorry.
And just keep the comments coming.
Yeah, love your comments. Yeah, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, we nearly forgot.
Just one other thing I want to say.
If lighting levels look different, or we look in a different position. The clock hasn't changed because I took the battery out of it. But just put all the camera away, and we forgot to give our most important viewer a shout out.
Yeah, our most important viewer, my mummy.
Yeah.
So I just want to say hello, Mum.
How old is she?
79.
Shouldn't tell a woman's age, but our daughter has just managed to sort her out with the internet. She'd never had internet, never had a smartphone, never had a computer.
And now she's watching us, binge watching.
Yeah,
so I just want to
watching.
say hello, darling. I love you so much.
Yeah. See you soon, Mother.